Good evening, all. Nalini ma'am, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, you can start the session.
I'm just gonna wait for a couple of minutes. We just got 100 people, right?
Fine, we will wait for 2 more minutes.
Yeah.
To, yeah.
Actually, Shushmita, there are a lot of people who are joining around 8 post the break. And then they keep asking for attendance.
Okay.
So if you see by 8, 8:30, we have 300, 400 students.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Let me enable the waiting room, ma'am, so that they cannot join after 8 p.m. Let
Yeah,
me
you
check.
do that after 7:15, you enable that waiting. Yeah, do that.
Yeah, sure. I'll just check with my management. I'll do it, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so guys, how many of you went home and practiced creating dashboards on Excel yesterday? Is there anyone here who did that? So this is about yesterday's session. How many of you found the session useful? How many of you basically learned something in the session yesterday? So yesterday we had some students who were saying that, they actually had a requirement of creating dashboards in Excel, and we actually delivered that, no, yesterday. So there are a lot of people who are selected good rather than excellent, right? So what do you think we can add so that the session becomes excellent for you guys? Any idea? You can put on the chat any ideas you want to be included, because we have made yesterday code along, right? It was basically you were supposed to do Excel along with me and create the dashboard. So I can see the learning ability, nearly more than 50% of you are saying it was only 4, right? Why was the learning ability lower? Is there any reason associated with the selection? It was too fast, okay. Anyone else? I think yesterday also Bhavna was saying that she wanted it slower, right? Okay. Who else? So that's one of the 25 students. What about the others? Okay. So I hope, Arjita, you basically were able to see the recorded session. Okay. Okay. So, okay, so we will start the session. We don't even have 150 students. So, how many of you have already downloaded and launched Power BI on your laptops? Can you please put thumbs up on your screen? I just want to know how many of you have downloaded Power BI. Okay. Are there people who have not downloaded? Okay, Power BI is not available for Mac. You basically have to use the online version. So, in your Safari, or you have to basically launch it with Azure. That is your second option. And the third option is you can basically go and launch it. So if you have also install Microsoft Office, sorry, Windows operating system, then in that operating system, you can install Power BI. So how many of you are using Mac? I think there are only two people here who are using Mac, correct? So we have got 144 participants, right? I'm thinking 140 of you are students. So why only 64 of you are participating, guys? So there is no use of getting any certification if you are not participating, guys. So please keep that in mind. Okay. No, I'm not asking for the reason, right? So I think Manu Francis and Nathal De Silva, you guys are using Mac, right? Generally, the most prominent device which is available is Windows operating system. So that is, since Power BI is also by Microsoft, that's why it's free on that system. So Mandar Jadhav, did you create dashboards? So there are a lot of criteria to get the certificate, guys. One is you have to participate, then we have a test on the last day, and then there is some attendance requirement. You will get a certificate only based on you passing all those requirements. So we are just 50% on the classes. So if you are eligible, you will get the certificate. Otherwise, I cannot tell you anything because we still have 50% of the class left. Okay. So questions about attendance, certificates, these are all can be avoided because we are all here to learn something, correct? Okay, so everyone has now downloaded Power BI, right? All of you, I'm hoping. Yes or no? Okay, cool. So we will today be basically first, in the first hour, we will basically be learning how the Power BI looks, right? What are the different elements which are available in Power BI? Okay. And please do tell me if I'm too fast so that I can repeat it. Okay. Then in the second part of the session, we will definitely be using Power Query, and I'm going to share some data which is having a lot of data errors. So we will first correct them, rectify them. So, Syed, I said that we will not be talking about the certificate right now because there are a lot of requirements. If you are going to simply attend, it's not necessary you will get the certification. You have to attend, you have to learn, there is going to be an exam, okay? Then only if you are eligible, you will get the certificate, okay? So, your goal from this program should not be only limited to getting a certificate. Your goal from this program should be to land a job using the skill set that you are learning here, right? Okay, so let's start. So how many of you already know Power BI? I think Niharika already knows Power BI, correct? Are there others who have already used Power BI or you know Power BI? What is +1 supposed to mean, Muskan? Okay, so some of you know a bit of Power BI, correct? All right. Okay, so let's learn about Power BI. So what we are going to do to learn Power BI is I'm having some data, which is the same Superstore data, but I've added some data issues. Okay. So let's assume that you're working as a business intelligence analyst, okay, for this company, this e-commerce company, and the company wants us to build a Power BI dashboard. So we're going to track the sales, the profit, the regional performance, and customer behavior. You can see there are 4 different things I want to track, right? So does this each of them translate into a dashboard, or do you think each of this will be a dashboard, guys? This is the first question. So there are no wrong answers. You can put it on chat or you can use the mic. So the question is, are we going to create 4 dashboards? Single dashboard, okay? So this is the same data as the data we used yesterday, correct? So the way that we will be answering this is we have to go back to the data, okay? We have to look at the columns, the data, and look at what are the different ways in which we can look at sales performance. So based on the data that we were looking at yesterday, for me also it looks like we can create 4 different dashboards, maybe 3 different dashboards, because profit probably is connected to sales performance, regional performance also, right? So I would say that we will create ideally at least 3 dashboards, not 4, because profit is just one part of it, right? Yes. So people who are thinking that there's definitely more than 2 dashboards, you are correct. So people who are thinking there is just one dashboard, you're perhaps only thinking about having one chart or one pivot table for each of this, correct? So that need not be the case. So sales performance would be from the perspective of the products, okay? Regional performance would be from the perspective of sales, profit, quantity, okay? And customer behavior would be from the perspective of the customer IDs and the order IDs and products. So definitely you can see there's a lot of scope here, right? Yes. So forget about what we did. See, you are all talking about how we did it, right? So yesterday we did one pivot, we did 2 pivots. So a pivot is not a dashboard, isn't it, Manu Francis? Yesterday we created one dashboard for just regional performance index, if you see. Okay, and we did not even complete it. We basically just created 4 different KPIs, I think 5 different KPIs and 3 different trends. We could have added more to that, right? So that was more like a demo. But suppose you are submitting this work to your manager or in a company, you would definitely think about what are the other ways in which you will make this dashboard useful to that person or that department. That is how you have to think. Am I clear, everyone? Manu, am I making sense to you? Others, are you with me? Okay, the reason why I'm just showing you this and I'm discussing this with you is You have to start having this business intelligent way of thinking. Okay. So you have to definitely put a lot of work before you create a dashboard itself, right? So that means that in real work, that basically will mean that you will go and you will see and ask questions to that department. So you will find out how does in this company the finance people are making decisions. So when you are creating a regional performance dashboard, this is going to be of use with respect to how the finance people are making decisions. And it can also be used by the salespeople, right? So that's how, that is the perspective in which we will be thinking about dashboards. Am I making sense to everyone? So just knowing Excel or just knowing formulas is not enough. So if I'm creating a dashboard, we definitely need to understand that which department is going to use it. Okay, so we definitely will need a little bit of sales metrics and logic. We will definitely need a idea, uh, understanding of the different ways in which finance information is going to be seen, and we have to incorporate those. So right now we don't have a sales department. Then who is the person you can actually consult if you need information? You can use Chat GPT also. Okay. Or you can put it in Google Chrome also. You will find that you do have this AI answer, right? So you can definitely look at the different fields of data and you can ask, you know, what can be the sales metrics which are associated. So whenever you ask these kind of question, it really helps. Am I making sense, everyone? Yes. Okay, this is how you can incorporate AI in your developmental process, but it should not be limited to that. Okay. So if you don't want to use AI, you have to develop expertise or domain knowledge. Okay, clear, everyone? Okay, sure. So now let's look at your Power BI. Everyone open your Power BI. I'm also going to open my Power BI. I'll I'm going to share my screen. So can you see my screen, everyone? Power BI screen. Is it visible? Okay, so some of you are installing. How many of you need 5 minutes to install? Can you please put thumbs up? Okay, so there are 2 people. Are there more people who want to install? Okay, so I'm gonna basically give you guys 5 minutes, right? So while we are waiting, others tell me, why should we use Power BI? I think yesterday we did touch upon this, right? Why should we use Power BI is the question for creating dashboards. Okay. What else? But I can create a dashboard in Excel also, right? Like yesterday we showed. What is the advantage of Power BI? Yes, very good. So when you are using big data, when you are having APIs, when you have these big pipelines of data, it's a good idea to use Power BI. So because I'm going to show you. So you see here, you come to this data ingestion. Can you see what are the different data sources we have? Can you see this, everyone? So in Excel, we had Excel workbook, text, XML, JSON. We didn't have JSON also, right? We had Excel workbook, text. Then we basically had SQL, right? And databases. So these were some of the things we had, isn't it? Look at what are the different ways in which I can get data here. So can you see if it's from files, you can see XML has a different, you can see a connection, JSON also directly, folders also I can connect, right? PDF, I can get data from PDF also, right? Paraquet, SharePoint, right? So within databases, you can see there are so many databases, right? You can see SQL, Access, Oracle, IBM. You can see within IBM there are different data. I have MySQL, I have a Postgre, Sybase, Teradata, right? Can you see the amount of connectors I have? These are called as connectors. Now you have Microsoft Fabric. What is Microsoft Fabric? Anyone has heard about Microsoft Fabric? Yeah, yes, Niharika, you're right. Yes. So anyone heard about Microsoft Fabric? What is Microsoft Fabric? Okay. So Microsoft Fabric is like it's a specific ecosystem which is available, which has been actually launched by Microsoft. You can see here. So you have something called as these e-commerce companies and all. They have huge chunks of data, right? So is it possible for them to like immediately put it into analytics? No, no. So what they do is they after your transactions are done, they are going to take all this data and they'll put it in what is called as a warehouse, right? Or data marts. Okay. So you can see that Microsoft Fabric provides you an interface by which you can automatically work with these. Okay, clear? So you have these lake houses, warehouses, you can see that. So there are different ways in which, so this would probably have, like multiple, it might have some 100 different databases. So if you go to Amazon, right, what are the things? Every product is going to have characteristic. Okay, the page of the product also is going to have some elements. So then once you the user is going to do some actions, right? Like he's going to put it to his cart, or he's going to do checkout, or he's going to abandon. These are also databases. Then there could be some features that he is scrolling, right? Or he's searching. So these are some things that is creating data. And he might actually be buying this product. So there is financial data. So you can see how many different databases are accessed and created, right, in this whole process. So there's going to be a huge ecosystem and it is big data, right? To me and you, maybe it is 10 transactions in a month, but look at Amazon. This is load of data, right? Okay, so if you downloaded, so you can launch it, guys, and we will start. Then you have Power Platform. Then you have Azure. What is the difference between Microsoft Fabric and Azure, guys? Anyone? What is the difference between Microsoft Fabric and Azure? Niharika, I think you might know. Very good. Yes. So Manu Francis is correct. Azure is a cloud-based system. So it provides everything like, the server, the software, the different processes, the process, RAM, everything can be provided as a service. That is Azure. Okay. When you are actually running a bank or an e-commerce, because of the different legal and other criteria, you cannot put everything on a cloud, right? So then you are actually going to have servers, private servers or data, right? And basis this data you are creating, that is called as Microsoft Fabric. Am I making sense? What is the difference between Azure and Microsoft Fabric? Then you have online services. Okay, so what is the difference between Azure and online services? Is there a difference between Azure and online services, guys? Okay, so Azure is basically a cloud platform, I told you, right? Where every different product or service is offered for a charge or a rental, isn't it? So everything is provided as a service. So we also call it as SaaS, right? What is it? Software as a service. So that is what SaaS stands for. Okay. So everything is on the cloud. You pay for it. So for example, Netflix is to a certain level a cloud service because everything is residing on the cloud. You are just accessing it. You are paying rent for that. So in Azure, all data and everything that you have, you are going to store it on the cloud. So it could be your data, but he is going to provide everything as a service, right? In online services, you basically have different databases. Okay. So it's possible that I might actually be using not Microsoft Cloud, I might be using the Google Cloud. Okay. I might be using IBM for something else. I might be using ERP for something else. So you can say why? Because of lot of legal considerations. It could be also legacy systems. So this is how the company has started and all, right? So then how do you connect these different databases and cloud services? Okay. You can use these online services. So is the difference between a Microsoft Fabric and Azure and online service clear to you? So another way of looking at it, can you see in online services, the company brand is also visible. You can see this like Dynamic 365. This is a company. It is providing you some kind of data which is called as Dataverse, right? Similarly, you have Salesforce. Can you see that? Google Analytics. Can you see this, right? LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So these are all what? These are basically different kind of databases which these companies can have an infrastructure. They store it in their systems and we can be using those to store our data or their data or whatever, right? Azure is when you basically put everything in Microsoft. Okay. Okay, now come to this database. Here you can see that you have not, see, you can see SQL itself is available in different formats, right? So basically, when you come to database, these are going to be different types of data. So data itself can be stored in different ways. One is RDBMS, right, which could be MySQL or Oracle. So there are different companies that provide different ways of storing RDBMS. Okay. Then you have other companies like you have, I told you, Paraquat is a kind of data. It's a different way in which you store data. Okay. JSON is another format in which you can store data. You can also store data in HTML, right? So here you can see when I say database, right? Although these are companies, you can also see that the kind of database they provide is also hard code here, right? Can you see that? It's MySQL, PostgreSQL, IBM DB2, SQL. Can you see all of this? Then you have SAP. So you can see Teradata. These are all RDBMS data. Can you see this? Then big data, you have BigQuery. Yes. So you can see whenever you are having one data type, can you see the icons are similar? Oracle database, IBM DB2, MySQL. Can you see these icons are similar? Why? Because these are all SQL servers only. Okay, these are all RDBMS database. Come to SAP. This basically provides you a database where everything is stored as objects. And then these are actually, you can see data warehouse. Can you see that? Yes. You can see this icon is different, right? This looks like a cube now. Then you have Amazon Redshift. You have big Google BigQuery, right? Look at the icon, guys. Can you see it looks like one cylinder, right? These are all big data. Then you have Sbase, it looks like a cube. These are objects. Then you Amazon Athena, like big data. Can you now identify, guys, that there are different types of database, right? So Databricks is another kind of database. Okay. Am I? So you can have similarly Excel. So you have you have Excel, Indexima. These are all kind of Excel only. Is it making sense, guys? Now do you understand the difference between a database, a Microsoft Fabric, a Azure, and an online service? Everyone clear? Anyone having any questions, queries? So I'm gonna go very slow based on your feedback, okay? So if you have any questions or queries, put it here. So Bhavana and others, are you following? Any questions, queries? Okay. So you can see this, guys. So let's look at this. You can see that this is my Power BI window, right? Just open here. You can see that it has got many elements. What are the different elements that I am going to have? So you see this is called as the ribbon or the menu, right? So you have a file. When you press file, what happens? I can basically open different reports directly. You can see this. I have got this Netflix. So, so Power BI actually has the extension. Whenever you create a Power BI data, right? It is going to have an extension of .pbix. Okay, is it clear? Everyone making sense? So I can open these directly, or I can open a blank report. So whenever you see .pbix, you should think that this is the Power BI data or report. Okay. So you can also have, you can see get started. What is Power BI? So if you press this, you can see it is going to open another window and you can read about it. Okay. What are the other ribbons you have? You have a home button. So in the home button, you have got a clipboard. You can copy the format. I showed you different data sources. What are data sources, guys? What are data sources? Yes, very good. So data sources are basically databases or formats from which we are going to import our data. Very good. Yes. Then you can see that it's having, so you can see now automatically here. Can you see the screen? This is the visualization or the report screen. I can create my dashboard here. Okay. So you can see in home, I have got a lot of options. I can just add a visual. I can write a DAX expression. What is a DAX expression? Whenever you are writing formulas, right? In Excel, we call them as formulas, right? In Power BI, we call it as DAX. How many of you know what is the full form of DAX? What is the full form of DAX? Yes, correct. So these are data expressions. Okay, clear? Then you have insert. Now you can see in insert what are the different things we have. So you can see I can insert a page. I can insert some report formats. You can see that. I can insert some paginated report. You can see Power Apps. I can also insert, you can see text boxes. You can see I can insert some drawing objects, pictures, right? Buttons. So these are all insert. Yes. Then we have modeling. So what is modeling? So I think we were basically in Excel also, we were trying to link some data, right? We had two different tables. We were trying to link these tables using one particular column. This is called as modeling. So here we can do that. Making sense? Yes. So if you remember in Excel, if I didn't want to do modeling, so we did data modeling in Power Query, if you recall. If I didn't want to do modeling, what did we do, guys, in Excel? Yeah, we basically try to merge those table columns into another table column using some kind of expressions, which were or formulas like VLOOKUP, right? Or match. So we did all of that, isn't it? So here we would basically be using these formula. We will not be writing formulas for cells. So that is the first thing you have to understand. Okay. So the one big difference between Power BI and Excel is when we are working in Excel, we are thinking about cells, correct? What is a cell, guys? So can you see my Excel screen, anyone? Is my Excel screen visible to you? Okay, so in Excel, we have no A1, A2, A3, correct? Okay, so can you see this? So let's go to view. So can you see this is all everything you can see A, B, C, D on columns and 1, 2, 3, right? So now you can see, right? I'll put the formula bar. So can you see? Okay. So let's say I have a value. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this is called a cell. Okay. Yes. Right. So what is this? This is E. So when I say equal to this, what is it? You can see it is E3, right? That's a cell. Now when we move on to Power BI, okay, we will no longer be thinking about cells. We'll be thinking in terms of columns or rows. Okay, so I will either be thinking about A, B, C, the entire rows, all the rows, or I have to think about rows 1, 2, 3. So I have to think about the entire row. So that is the main difference. We will no longer be thinking about cells when we come to Power BI. That is the major flip or change that you have to think. Okay, clear? So whenever here we are going to write a formula, that is DAX, data analysis expressions. We are either going to be, generally we are going to write it for columns. Okay, that's why you can see I have a separate window here. So here I can basically check it. I can test it before I apply it to the column. Window is basically for this trial and error. Can you see this? I have something, I can run it and I can check it, I can change it, then I can update, right? Am I making sense, everyone? So you can see I have a window for that, right? Is it clear, everyone? Yes? So is modeling clear? What is all there in modeling? So what I was telling is, Henry, that when you come to Power BI, right, we should not be thinking about cells. We have to be thinking about columns. So because we will always be writing expressions for the entire column using what is called as DAX, right? Okay. Is it clear, everyone? Henry, is it clear to you? Okay, then we have, you can see view. So basically this is, you can see that I can basically uh, check relationships. So I can check whether I have got filters, what filters I have got, what are, you can see this, right? So I can check all the analysis. So you can see sync. So when I have slicers, I can ensure that all my filters are available everywhere. So the filters, you can see I can check, right? So you can see this is a kind of window where I can optimize my dashboard. So can you tell me how a non-optimal dashboard will be, and when I'm optimizing, what I actually am doing? So when I say I'm optimizing the dashboard, what I'm trying to do, guys? How many of you have gone to some NSE or any stock market and you find that your thing is not showing immediately? It takes a lag or it takes some time to show, right? So these are basically performance issues. Okay. So I can improve on that. How do we know that there are performance issues? You will find that some object is not, some graphic is not looking sharp, or you find that the picture quality is not great, or the data is not fully complete, right? Is it clear, everyone? Now you can see again. So when we have too many elements, okay, and you find that I still have issues. Why? Because I am, perhaps my client is sitting a very far distance, and I might be using a different ecosystem. He might be having some legal hurdles because of which, certain things are not visible to him. For example, when you have dynamic loading, then that means that I'm assuming that someone is using 4G. That need not always be the case, right? So I can actually pause visuals. I need not put big visuals and show it to them. So things like that we can do. So you can see in view, I am checking how good is the performance, whether there are lags. If there are lags, what are the things? In optimize, you can see I am actually inhibiting certain dynamic features, like pausing something, right? You can see there are a lot of, query reduction. I can reduce my interactivity or change it. Can you see that? Everyone? Is it clear what optimization here means? Then you can go to help. You can see that you can do some kind of courseware from Microsoft directly. Okay. You can, there is a community here. In fact, I would suggest should all basically sign in with your name and you can join these communities. So how do I sign in? Basically, you can use your student IDs. So you're all studying or you are a professor in some institution, right? So put your official email ID and the password. Okay. So what that means is then you can basically not only create dashboards, you can practically, push it to the whole set of people who are there in that institution. Okay, clear? Am I making sense? Okay, so it's 7:50. Shall we continue and take a break at 8 o'clock since we started a little late? Shall we continue? There are some more elements on the screen which we will learn. Then we will do a hands-on practice. Okay. Now go to the left side. Okay. You press this. This is already in report view. Can you see that? Report view is basically creating dashboards. Okay. Come here to table view. So if you have a table, so let's actually look at a table view. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this data with you guys. So you can see I have actually shared a sample data with you guys, right? Load it. So how will we load it? You go to home. You basically select Excel. Okay, let's load it. How many of you have loaded it? So you can see it's even showing me it as 10,194, right? Rows. So you can see that it is reporting on the number of rows you have, right? So I want to see my data. I press here. Can you see? I have this data. You can see all the data, right? Like Excel. So to load, go to home. Select this common data source. Okay. Then wherever you have downloaded the file, select it. It will load. Okay. Sai Shinde, is it clear? So when you have your first report view, you can see it is blank, right? Because I'm going to create visuals here. Go to the second one. Can you see that there are a lot of rows and columns? This is basically the data view. Okay. Now you have another view called as, you can see, relationship view. There's only one sheet, so it's only showing me one sheet. Can you see that? DAX view and TML view I showed you. Is it clear, everyone? What do I have to repeat? Which part of it? How to load it? Okay. So go to home. Go to home. Okay. You have the second one, right? Correct. Connect to data from multiple sources. So there is a drop down window. Select it and you select Excel workbook. So like this, I press. You can see it is showing me something, right? So let's say I'm gonna open this. Another file I'm opening. It's a slightly different title, right? Now I only want people and returns. Okay. So you can see I'm only going to select the second and third one and I say load. So did you see that I've actually selected different sheets from different files? Yeah. So you can see I have got people, returns. So these were actually the files we used yesterday, right? And you can see I've got a worksheet. So I go to returns. There are two columns. People, there are two columns. I can rename it. Okay. Is it clear, everyone? Am I making sense, everyone? Okay, now come to the right side, guys. Come here. When you select the first view, the report view, can you now see that on the right side also I've got something? So you have a performance analyzer, you have visualizations, right? These are created for creating those different graphs. Okay. I also have data. So these are the different tables we had, right? Can you see that? Bhavana, this data was available to you yesterday. So you can also load this and put those worksheet. Okay. Manu Francis, you do have it. Use the Excel sheet we had used yesterday or day before. Okay. If you come to the bottom, can you see this is a desktop view? You can also change this particular view for a mobile phone. So I can create dashboard for mobile phones. I can add more pages if I want. Okay. You can see that. So just like Excel, I can press this plus, you can get another sh- sheet. I can increase my zooming, right? So I can also see which page I am here. So is this Power BI window clear to everyone or all the elements clear to you guys? People and returns are not important, guys. I have just loaded it to show you something. So, okay. So everyone now has downloaded a Power BI and you are working on that, right? And you downloaded this file which I've just shared and you have opened it in Power BI. So if everyone has done it, can you please share a thumbs up? Everyone. So has everyone loaded the file which I shared today? Please put a thumbs up if it's done, everyone. Okay, so it is 8:02. We will take a 10-minute break. We'll be back by 8:12. Okay? Is that clear? It's not loading that you shared in Power BI. I have not shared anything in Power BI. I have shared an Excel file. In fact, Excel workbook, right? Okay, what is this worksheet? So, Harsha, what should I do with this screenshot that you have shared? So, people and return this. That's not important, I told you. Okay. So, we're going to take a 10-minute break. Okay. Okay, so we are back. So I hope everyone is back. Yes. Okay. So guys, we are basically going to look at this worksheet which I have got. Okay. So let's go to home. Now I basically want to open Power Query. So you can see here, you go to home and you have to press this. Can you see this Power Query worksheet with a pen, blue color pen, right? Correct? So click that. So look at that. It is opening Power Query. Can you see now it's opened Power Query, everyone? Same screen, right? Like we saw in Excel. Everyone done? Okay, now tell me what are the different kind of data errors you see in this particular file? Are there any data errors first? Do you think there are any data errors? In Excel, we didn't have any error, right? Are there data errors in this file? What do you want me to say again, Jaya? I want each one of you to go through the data and tell me what are the kind of errors that you are encountering here, guys. What are the kind of data errors that you see? Come to order date. Has everyone opened this in Power Query? All of you? Can you please send thumbs up on screen? Okay, sorry. So how do we open Power Query? So you see this file, right? You go to home and you press this drop down, right? Now you go to, you can just click here, okay, or you can do transform data here. So it will open in Power Query. What, there is no time, Bhavana? Okay, Banu Francis has looked at the data. There is dupli. What does dupli mean? Okay, date format, correct. You can see that the date format is a problem. What else is there? What is dupli? What other error you can see, guys? Yes, date format is an error. What else? What other error you can see? So the first thing you have to do is, first is you have to identify, no? What are the different errors? Okay. So, so this order ID will have duplicates, right? Are you saying there are duplicates in order ID, or so that is the characteristic of this database, isn't it? That is why there is a row ID if you see. Yes, quality has got quantity or quality. Quantity has got text. Yes. Very good. So identified two errors. What else is there? Quantity is having text value. So you can see 5 is written in text, correct? What else is there? What other error is there, guys? Currency format for prices. Okay, let's check. Where is price actually? Where is the price here? Discount. Yes, there are blank values or null values in discount. Very good. Yes. What else is in, what else is there? What other problem is there? So how can you find all of this? You can actually use this, guys. You can see there's a drop down, right? You can select and you can check. So that's an easy way to check for issues, right? So you can see here there is empty, it's showing empty, right? So that means sales is also having empty rows. Okay, clear? So sales also has got empty values. Okay, that is also an error. Quantity, yes, we have got text value. Discount, you can see we have got blank values or null values, right? What other issue is there? Look at profit. Can you see negative profits? 3000% and all. You can see negative profit minus 3839, right? In one order. Yes. What other issue is there? Okay, that's a good question. Is negative profit a loss? But will you sell some product at a loss of some 3000, like one product, right? This is every row is one product. Will you like basically give the product and give someone some 3800 bucks? Okay, what is duplicate data? What duplicate is there? So this will have order ID is supposed to have duplicate, right? What is the other error? You can see that these dates are in format of date time. We only want date. Okay, that's also something we have to correct. What else, guys? Forget what we have to do. First, let's identify the errors. Okay. What other error we have got? So, so you can take up. So these are the different errors. I put on a piece of paper. I'm gonna just share it with you. These are the different errors based on which we had. Okay. We had missing values in sales amount. There were empty values, right? Quantity had some text values. That's an error. We have duplicate records. Okay, not just order ID. We have got some records which are repeated. Okay, that's an error. We have date format issues. Then we have customer name. There are some issues. Okay. Then profit is having high negative numbers and discount has got null values. There are 7 issues. Clear everyone? What are the different issues we have? Is it clear? Yes or no? Okay, so now let's sort them out. Okay, what is the first thing we can sort? We can basically select. Okay, so where we have to go and remove duplicates? Sorry, let's be here only. So we go to transform. So we have rows, right? We have to come here. So basically we are looking at removing duplicate rows. Okay, so how do I know I have duplicates? Is my row ID. We have to check whether we have got repeated row IDs. Okay. So you can see here, we've selected all the rows and columns. We can remove blank rows. Okay. We can also remove duplicates. So I've selected all the rows, you can see. I'm removing these duplicates. Okay. Is it clear how we have removed duplicates? So out of the 7 errors, we've removed 1 error, correct? So now you can see the row ID, you can see it might have repetitions. That's fine. Okay. Are you guys with me? So please repeat, what did I do? I basically just selected the first row and then I basically did Control A. Okay. We have to basically select everything. Okay. So basically just do Control A, everything is selected. Then you come to remove rows. Here you have remove blank rows and remove duplicates. So this is what I have done. You can see here. So how do you know what I have done? You can actually look at this applied step. That's an easy way to understand what I have done. Everyone following? Okay. Are you doing it alongside me, everyone? Okay. Now we have got some issue. So let's start with the ship date. So we are basically going to change the data, right? So you come here, transform, you see it's date time. We have to change it to date. Okay. So you can see this has become date. Okay. Similarly, select order date. Now you can see the data type, it's date time. Just select date. Okay. Now you can see Are we still having errors in date? So we can put it in descending and we can check. So you can see it's 30, 12. So the first one stands for month, second is for date. Okay. So this is what we are assuming. Suppose you want to change it. Okay. Clear, everyone? Making sense? So we have clarified this. Has everyone corrected the date? Okay, how did we remove? So come here to blank row. What we did, we selected the first row, then we did Control A. We selected the whole table. Then we went to home. We came to remove rows and we said remove blank rows. This is how we removed blank rows. Okay, clear? Yeah, we'll come to discount. So now can we, after we have changed the date and the ship date, can you check whether we have still have errors in the date? Done? Everyone? If you are done, can you please share thumbs up so that we go to the next column? So I'm going from left to right, guys. Don't jump. Discount is the last column. We'll come to that. Now we know that in custom ID, we basically had spaces, correct? So we go to transform. So we come to this format, come to add column. Now we come to format. Now we will do trim, okay? Do press trim. Okay. Okay, so we have got this. Now we will also capitalize each word. So what did I do actually? We have to just go to custom name. No? What did I do? Let's come back. So we have done order date, ship date, not customer ID. We have to go to customer name. Then we go to add a column, select format, and then you say trim. Okay. Then you basically say capitalize each word. Clear? So this is done. How many of you are following? So let me do it again. Okay. So we had another error, right? We had too many blank spaces in customer name. No? So select customer name. So we go to add a column, come to format, and then we say trim. Okay. Then we say capitalize each word. Now what we can do, whatever we have corrected, we can remove this column, right? So we can go to home. We can say remove this column. We can go to this customer name. We can remove this column if you want. And then here we can rename this as customer name. Clear? Done? How many of you finished? Put a thumbs up. How capitalize? I came to add column. Then you can see capitalize each word. I have to press that. Okay. So again, we come here, customer ID. What other error we had? We did not have any error here. Sales, we had an error, correct? So basically, we have errors in sales, quantity, discount, and profit. Okay. Now, the most difficult is basically to correct sales, quantity, discount. So let's do, we have, okay, let's do quantity first. Okay, we know that we have got 5, right? We have something called 5 here, right? So do we want to correct it or do you want to exclude 5 is something we have to decide. What do you guys want to do? So first is we will try to count how many 5s are there, right? So I'm selecting 5. So you can see there is quite a lot of quantity which is having this text file, right? So I cannot delete them, right? So I have to correct it only, right? So now I have to go to transform, to select this data, and this has to be a whole number, correct? Now check, it is going to show an error, right? Can you see there are blanks here or error here? Can you see there are error here, guys? So it has corrected. So wherever it was text or any data, I have changed everything to whole number. But wherever it was written 5, it is now become a blank. Clear? Now what should we do to the blank? Is the question we have to answer. How we will replace, Manu? We cannot replace, na, because the quantity is associated with this every row, na. Okay. Are you guys with me or not? So how we will sort this problem? Okay. So what we will do is, what we can do is, we know we have the sales, which is sales value. We know there is quantity. Okay. So to a certain level, now I have got error in quantity and I have got blanks in sales. So What is sales value? The formula is sales value is equal to quantity into unit price, correct? So if I find the unit price for each of these product IDs, this issue should be clarified. Okay, Simran is saying there is no undo option. Of course there is. I can go here, I can click on this cross. Whatever I did can be undone. Is it clear, Simran? Rudra Prasad is saying replace with 0. We cannot replace it with 0. It is wrong, isn't it? Rudra Prasad. I cannot have a row with 0 quantity, no? How can I replace it? I have now got blank sales and have got error quantity, right? So how I can do it? If I find the unit price for every product, I can sort this, isn't it? So what we can do is, we can basically duplicate this whole file. So I'm going to duplicate it. And here, what we will do is, we will create a pivot. So I can do a group by. So here you can see, I've got this errors, right? So here you can see I have got quantity. So I don't want discount and profit and all in this table. So I can remove these. So now what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to create a product table. Okay. And using this, I'm basically trying to find the unit price of a product table. Okay. So now in this duplicated table which we have created, we can actually go to home. So we can say remove errors. Okay. It will just remove those columns. I can go to sales and I can say, sorry, I can remove blank rows. Okay. So now you see there will be no error. Now you can see sales also, I've got something, right? Now what we will do is, we can basically create a group by. And what should we group it by? I'm going to group it by product ID. Okay. And I want a, and I'm going to add, okay, a new column, which is going to be unit price. Okay. What is the operation? Oh, okay. So let's not have anything here. Okay. And I say, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. And column is going to be what? It will be sales. Okay. Now I can add another aggregation, which will be total quantity. This can again be sum, and I can basically take the quantity. Okay. Am I making sense, everyone? So I've got something like this, right? I've got total sales amount and I've got total quantity. How many of you are following what I did? Are you following what I have done? I've created a pivot. You can see this, right? Yes or no? Okay. Now I will basically add a column. Okay. So what will be this column? This is going to be what? Unit price, right? So what is this equal to? It is total sales amount divided by total sales quantity, correct? So you can see this is correct. I say okay. Can you see I've got some unit price here? How many of you are following me, guys? I am creating a product lookup table. Using this unit price, I am going to update this worksheet for the correct sales price and quantity. Am I making sense? Manu, Francis and others, is it making sense? Everyone? Are you everyone following? Okay, yeah. Now what we will do is, I will create a relationship between this worksheet and this worksheet. Why? Because this product ID, if you see, does not have duplicates, correct? This will have only unique product because I have created a product table, right? So what we will do, we'll go home. I can do basically close and apply. Okay. So you can see it is updating, right? Worksheet 2 and worksheet 1. So you can see my worksheet 2, where I have created the product table, has only 1861 rows. So there are only so many product IDs. Worksheet 1 has got 10,007 rows and 300 errors. So that means 300 quantities I have to rectify it. So before I rectify it, what I will do, I will go to this relationship. Can you see I have got these two worksheets, right? I'm going to link these two worksheets. So how I will do that? I will take this product ID and I'm going to link it with this product ID. Can you see this? What I have done? So I have this product ID and this product ID. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to create this relationship between product ID and product ID. Okay, you can see now it is showing. So many rows in worksheet 1 is linked to a unique row in worksheet 2. Okay. So many to one relationship, correct? And I will save this. Okay. Now I come to this data table. I can basically now using the product. So what I can do, I can create a new column. So I have to again go to Power BI query editor. So you can see I'm opening it. So I come to this table. Okay. Now I'm going to add a column. So I'm creating a new column. Okay. So you can see what is this called. So that is equal to, okay, you can see this is working. Now I'll say okay. So am I making sense, guys? What we have done? Okay, fine. We will do this again tomorrow, okay? Because there are a lot of formulas involved. We will do this tomorrow, okay? Everyone. So shall we continue this tomorrow? Manu and others? Yes? Okay, fine. So we will end the session here, guys. So tomorrow we have only corrected, I think, 4 out of those 7 errors. We have 3 more errors to correct, which we'll correct tomorrow. Okay? Clear? Everyone? All right. So with this, we will end today's session. We'll continue the session tomorrow. Okay? So please come tomorrow, everyone who's present today, so that we will learn about how to correct this using lookup tables. Okay? All right. Okay. Bye, guys. Bye. See you tomorrow. Yeah, Shushmita, you want to say a few words?
No, ma'am, we can wind up. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah, dear students, we'll meet by tomorrow. Thank you all. Thank you for joining.